Yo, what's going on? The wealth gap, man, is tearing this country into two. Let's be let's be 100%, honest. It's getting really crazy. It's to a point where, people are losing their minds. Like I see it in, the everyday, attitude. I see it in the vibes. I see it the way people are driving. And that one right there, that one really takes the cake. And I see people um going 100 miles per hour in order to get from point A to point B. It tells me one of two things, right? uh on one spectrum, it tells me that people are racing to get to their workplace, or they're racing to get to their next stop when it comes to either their trucking job or their Uber Eats job, DoorDash, Postmates, etc. And it's the working class. You don't see the 1%, you know, doing these things. You don't really see the 1% sitting in traffic. And yet, the people, for some reason, have to keep working harder and harder and harder. Each year, you find yourself performing at a higher level. But what you notice is that the pay is not necessarily equally aligned to your performance. And what I'm saying is that that is a big contribution to what they call the wealth gap, right? You have the 1%, which are the haves. You have the 98%, which are the have nots. And it's a real thing. Society portrayed that we had something called the middle class. The middle class doesn't exist. When people talk about the middle class, it's a way of shooting psychology to someone that is in the working class, as if you are right here, and then you got poor, and then you got rich, and at some point in middle class, at some point when you're in the middle class, you're gonna somehow work your way up to eventually having a lot more and be rich and get all of these things, houses, extra real estate, land and all of that. But yet the numbers are so lopsided. And it's funny because if if that was the case, why is it a 1% and why is it a 98%? Right? These people are structurally destroying our, ourselves mentally, and the things that the working people do on a day-to-day basis. They refuse they refuse to pay people more money, and they continue to add more to your plate, right? A lot of you guys seen this on different jobs that you've been on. And be honest, how many people have seen it? How many people have been on a job and you sign up for one job, and then when you get into the job, you find yourself doing two, three, four, five different things, and that's not what you signed up for, right? And now you're overperforming. You're mentally drained, you're stressed, you come home and you are, taking it out on their family, whether it's your husband, your wife, or your kids, using what they call in school displacement. It all contributes to the wealth gap, the the psychology of what they call the middle class, which does not exist. Let's talk about the inflation game. Inflation ensures that your money declines over time. Most people don't know that. So, if that's the case, why the hell are we even working? Why the hell are we even doing overtime, doing double time, time and a half. When the cost of food, shelter, and things of that nature continues to go up, but yet our pay consistently goes straight across. Inflation goes up, our pay consistently goes straight across, right? Because if they're not paying you more to keep up with inflation, they're ripping you in half. They're not helping, they're doing a disservice. But it's because the lack of knowledge, the lack of self knowledge, guys. We must do more when it comes to understanding this game that's being played. You are not winning because you go out and finance a car. You are not winning because you simply go out and finance a house. That doesn't consider a win. You are financially tearing yourself apart and you are adding to the contribution into which the oligarchies of the world continue to add pressure to the working class. Going out to buy a bunch of name brand materials is not a win. You are adding to the contribution of the oligarchies of the world. It may seem nice as uh, a younger kid, a younger male or female. That may be something that makes you feel good. But as you start to get older, it's going to make you feel real bad because you're going to notice that you haven't done nothing, you haven't invested in anything, you haven't done any self-knowledge, and you notice that you are not moving up, you are moving down. And in some cases, people are moving straight across in a straight line. That is the wealth gap tearing the working class apart. There's the haves and there's the have nots. There is no middle class. You either got it or you don't. You either struggling or you're not struggling. That's what it is. And I'm going to touch more on this in different videos because I'm going to prove to the majority of people that are watching this video and stays all the way to the end of these videos that I am 100% telling the truth. Because the Rockefellers, they helped design and forecast the education system that showed you nothing. The Carnegies ensured that you built a mentality to be a part of the working class. And last but not least, but most important, the Rothschilds, the biggest bank financiers in the entire world, has kept you on this credit, regime of paying credit cards to pay bills, and you stuck getting them over and over and over. And you think that is a win when you apply for a credit card and you get it. Not to mention the JP Morgans of the world, the nastiest of them all. This wealth gap is tearing America in half. And I'm here to tell you. Listen, guys, if this is your first time checking out this video and my thoughts align with your thoughts, like and subscribe to this video. We're bringing nothing but conscious education and awareness to people that are non-aware of the things that are going on in our society. And this is the voice of the people always. Peace.